Hello, beautiful people. Yes, welcome back. You're tuned in to an all-new episode of Point of View. We're back and ready to fill you in on everything that's been making headlines. Coming up on today's show, a shocking and disturbing story out of Chicago. A mother and her son attacked by a group of children outside an elementary school. This incident has parents furious, the community demanding answers, and social media is in an uproar. We've got the full story coming up, so stay tuned. Later, we're diving into Girlfriend's Guide and Unpopular Opinion with our co-hosts for today, Crystal and Tasha.
Hey.
Welcome, ladies. Welcome, Tasha.
Thank you.
So grab a seat, join the discussion. You're watching POV. Things just took a horrifying turn in Chicago. A mother and her two young children were brutally attacked by a group of kids outside Orville Bright Elementary. All of this was captured in a viral video, and now hundreds of people are demanding accountability. The mom, her 3-year-old son, had been kicked and been bullied for years, the mom says. Her 9-year-old son had been bullied for years. And school officials she reached out to, but she felt ignored. This situation is just very disappointing, but who's to blame here? The kids, the school, or is it the system?
This story is horrific. Watching it, I remember when I first saw it a couple days ago, so many people, guys and women, were brought to tears, watching this. It's just so sad. And I think it speaks to so many things. Even just kind of watching it again and seeing that, one little girl who just had the headphones on, she did come out and make a statement. It was really a half-assed apology. And it's interesting to see some of the parents that are vouching for their children and kind of supporting, what their children did, or just not speaking up against what their children did. And that mom, if you guys watched the video, she was very calm the whole time. She didn't raise her voice. She wasn't getting aggressive. She was really just trying to get home safely with her two kids. And just to see this is utterly disgusting. I don't know who is to blame other than the parents that are raising these children.
I'm appalled. I am really appalled to see this. I'm thinking, what is going on at home that these kids find this to be acceptable to an adult?
Well, it's been going on forever and a day in Illinois. I'm from the Chicago area as well. So
this has been going on?
Yes, this is nothing new there.
I'm from Chicago too. It's not surprising.
It's nothing new there. It's really, really sad. And the aftermath of it is a sorry really don't fix it, because after that situation happened, you are put into a paranoia. I've been in a situation similar myself.
Okay.
And when you're fighting somebody, you don't know who you're fighting, and you want answers, and you want to know why. What have I done to you that made you that mad where you feel like you have to put your hands on me?
Yeah.
Where it take a team of y'all to put your hands on me.
Yeah.
So it's been going on, and it's sad. And I blame it also, I blame it on the culture. Because in Chicago, it's a very, very aggressive culture. They're not very friendly there. You know what I mean? So it's the culture there. That's just how they are. And I wonder, where was the school support at?
Right.
When you do go to this school and you do talk to them and you say, hey, my child is going through this. Where's the mediation?
Yes.
Where are the guards outside of the school? The crossing guards,
Right.
How did it escalate to where this lady and her child is being drugged and they are thrown to the ground and they're being jumped on?
Yeah.
So, it's sad, but it's been going on
For a while.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, since then, the mother has spoken out. Take a look.
I felt helpless because I was down on the ground, and he was down on the ground, and he's looking at me screaming like, "Mommy, please help me, help me." I couldn't get up myself. I couldn't do nothing.
She's sick. She has sickle cell. So I guess they seen a little weakness on her because she's, kind of walking a little slow. And they have no right to put their hands on an adult.
Just so much disrespect. Just no kind of respect for adults. What is happening in the home? What's happening in this neighborhood? You said this been going on
Long time.
long time.
Long time.
So it's common that children will fight adults.
It's common that they fight anybody.
Yeah,
Anybody.
the culture itself.
Yeah,
the culture. Like, Chicago, I left Chicago at a very young age, and I'm glad I did.
Yes.
Every time, even when I go back, there's this gloominess over that entire city to me. It's just this dark cloud.
Wow.
It is not a place of joy to me. It sucks the life out of you, and I'm sorry to say it. Shout out to my family, but it is what it is. Like, Chicago is a violent place all on its own. Like, they've literally torn down entire projects, and it's still bad. Around nothing.
Wow.
Right? Like, to see this, to be quite honest, one, I blame your parents.
Yes.
Because a child is only going to do what they see.
That's right.
And they're going to do what they hear. And some of those parents, they're not even taking accountability for the little ratchet children that have done this. I'm calling it what it is.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you don't have respect for a woman as a mother, as an adult, I can just imagine what these teachers deal with at school.
Ooh.
I can imagine what they're going through.
Yeah.
I can guarantee that they are literally tired. So they're probably at the point of don't even care.
Wow.
Because it's so bad. Yeah.
But why hasn't this been taken care of? Why hasn't it stopped?
But what is the stop? Like here in Florida, specifically in Seminole County, now they're locking you up.
Yeah.
They're taking kids to jail. So I don't know if Chicago's school system is not trying to do that, but it sounds to me like it's that time.
It sounds like it.
Charges should be pressed.
I do.
The children should reap some type of consequences for their actions. You know,
Whether it's juvenile,
And they
community
parents.
service for 5 years.
But see, here, the parents actually have to stand for the child.
Absolutely.
So you need to do the same thing there, and I guarantee you will start seeing a change in behavior and a change in the culture itself.
I think that what I'm appalled again at is that it's been happening for a long time and it hasn't been curtailed. Nothing. I don't understand that.
Especially in the African American community. That specifically.
Yeah.
We're not talking about the other communities. We're talking about the African American
I know.
community.
I done fought all my life.
All my life.
All my life.
For real.
But what's also crazy is that you say this is African. We get upset when the police takes charge. They do things, but it's not really against the people who are causing trouble. A lot of times it's against those people who are trying to do something for the community, building themselves up, educating themselves, wanting to be better. But then you have these little kids. I mean, anything could have happened. What if she felt like she was really she was very threatened, but she had something to protect herself?
But she was already weak. What if she died?
Right. Yes.
People
What
don't
if
know
she
sickle
died?
cell.
Yep.
Sickle cell is a beast all on its own.
Yes.
Like at her stage, I could see she could barely sit up.
Yes.
Just talking about
Anytime
it.
you put your hands on anybody, you don't never know
Right.
Exactly.
what can happen after that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't know what long-term damage that can happen
Right.
to somebody. You know, if a hit in the head could be,
Fatal.
Final blow. Yeah.
yeah.
I actually have a friend who ended up in a coma for months because you got into a fight and fell and hit the curb with your head.
Yeah.
And you were in the hospital. You had to learn to walk again.
Oh my God.
So these little things, these kids don't understand that there are real consequences to their actions. And if you're in elementary school, baby, I'll see you in federal prison. I'll see you soon because baby,
Well, they said that they, decide, around third grade how many beds they need to be adding to, prisons. This is just, it's sad. Something's got to change.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Moving on real quick to our next story before we head to break. From Nike Techs to quarter tips, the latest TikTok trend has been inspiring young men to switch up their attire and lifestyle. Could this be a change for the better, or is it just another trend? Just another trend. Take a look.
We don't do Nike Tech. We don't do coffee. There's straight quarter zips and matches around here. He was talking about putting on a Nike Tech to come outside. I told him, what are you doing? You upgraded in life. You wear glasses now. You wear quarter zips. Now, you don't do Nike Tech. You don't do those. Talk to him.
Yo,
Talk to us.
yesterday I was in the hood. Today I'm wearing this sweater. I'm in Blank Street, gang. Change your life, gang. Put the tech down.
Tech
Put the tech down.
Quarter zips up. You heard? Quarter zips and stop.
Okay.
I love it. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so I'm praying that this is not a trend, and I'm hoping this becomes permanent.
Yes.
Because them thinking that it's funny, but I'm gonna be quite honest, it shows how upscale, how high class, how
Very
elevated.
right, how a man is supposed to look.
Yes.
Right? I want you to speak, proper English.
Yes.
Per se. I want you to dress for success. Actually care about your look.
Yes.
Right? Oh, you're wearing glasses now. Yeah, that's fine too. But let's really make this a permanent change, because all these other things, listen, it's just bad representation for the black man.
That's right.
I love it. I'm for the look.
I love it.
I'm with you. I hope that it stays.
I do.
I
Me
really
too.
do. I'm really liking that.
Me too. They
Especially,
look like they have class.
Yeah.
Yes.
Intelligence.
Yes.
Yeah.
The fact that they think it's funny though, yet if they actually did this in real life,
Oh my gosh.
come
Yeah,
on.
I mean, maybe they will do it in real life.
hope
I mean,
so.
I don't have anything against Nike Techs, but I do feel like we are often discriminated against. And if they have on a Nike Tech, then they want a ski mask with it, honey, and it's a wrap after that. So, I mean, you can see their whole face.
Oh my gosh. Well, you look good, so y'all keep doing it. We have to take a quick commercial break, but don't you move. Girlfriend's Guide and Unpopular Opinion are coming up right after this, so stay tuned. You're watching POV. Welcome back. Now it's time to get into all things love, life, relationships, and y'all know everything in between. Let's get into Girlfriend's Guide. So we're diving into the independent woman culture. As women, is striving to do it all on your own truly empowering? Or is it just leaving women feeling burnt out, lonely, and disconnected? Some say it's freedom at its finest, while others argue it's a trap that's hurting relationships, mental health, and even our happiness. So ladies, let's talk about, what is it? Is it being independent? Is it an independent superpower or a double-edged sword?
I would. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
You sure?
Go ahead.
Okay. it sucks. It sucks.
Okay.
Like, I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I'm super independent. I guess you can call it hyper independent.
Okay.
It doesn't feel good. You're always struggling. You're drowning on the inside. You're praying that somebody is going to recognize that you're drowning on the inside and offer to help, but you never spoke out of your mouth. So you continue to drown. And then you still want to swim while you're drowning.
Yeah.
It's not fun because it's like you open the door for independence, but really you yearn for that partner.
Yeah.
You yearn for that
Sure.
person that's going to have your back
Yeah.
and make things work for you. You yearn for the soft life. Baby, I want it so bad.
Yeah.
But then you've literally lived in survival mode for so long, the hyper independence becomes permanent, no matter how much you try to work through it. And then when they do offer help, you don't know how to accept it. You looking like, what's your ulterior motive and why?
Yeah, it is hard. Because I know for me, I'm the oldest grandchild on my mom's side of the family, and I'm the oldest sibling. So I come from majority women.
Okay.
And I never had anybody to go and get, if that makes sense. My father, he was very, very present in my life, but he was a truck driver.
Okay.
So, he did teach me this is how a man, should treat you and things like that. But he worked all the time, and my mother worked all the time. And so for me, I had to figure out a lot of things like on my own through trial and error. So it made me be a little bit more, tough and a little bit more, I can do this myself. Yeah. But yeah, every woman, I want somebody to come in and help. I want somebody to match my fly. And I don't mean just my outfit. I mean, be on the same mental as me.
Yeah.
I want you to want to have things. I want you to come to the table with something.
Sure.
And not just come because you feel like, oh, well, I'm going to ride her coattail and I'm going to eat off her plate.
Right.
No. So I do want that,
Yes.
But I don't feel that nowadays it eliminates the relationship of a black man. I feel like the black man needs to do better and they need to step up more. Because now when you look at it, I'm looking at single women, they homeowners, business owners, and I've ran into single men and they don't have that. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, we all got the same 24 hours of the day.
Yeah.
How is she doing it with kids and you doing it and you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I question that all the time. What you think, Talia?
So I guess I've been having like some conversations lately, and I'm just thinking about like the last part of what you said about like, a lot of times women that are single, like, we're so used to making it happen. And like myself, like I'm a go-getter too. I've always like been one of the ones in my family that knew my back, everybody's coming up on it, And I never, looked at it as a curse. I thought that it was a blessing that God made me strong enough to be able to pull others up. But now as I've been going and doing and being so much, I don't know rest. I don't really know peace, and as I'm coming like in contact with other people, even just platonic friendships, like one of my friends recently pointed out to me and they were like, you do too much. You do too much. You don't rest, and so that makes me like think about how sometimes, even you could come in contact with a guy, if we're looking at it as on the perspective of, why doesn't he have all these things? And really, it's the pursuit of things, I feel like, that's leading us to our early grave. Like, yes, we should live nice and comfortably, but I think that if we got back down to some of the fundamental skills that our community is missing, like how to manage and, our money, our time, our life, things like that, I think we would understand that it doesn't take as much as we think to be happy. And even when you have much, you can still not be happy. And so I guess that just kind of, it's a little bit off.
How do you slow down when you've been on go mode for so long and survival mode for so long? That's all you know.
Yeah.
Like how do you pull it back?
I'm in the process of doing it right now, and I could tell you it is extremely painful. Like I feel like every day I'm like, and I think that's what slowing down is like, because when you're going at this steady pace and you're going so fast, when you stop, it's like it's a rush in itself, And so I'm just trying to come up from air, and maybe in 6 months I could tell you how I slow down. But right now I'm just slowing down.
Yeah.
I think also having a partner that balances you and reminds you and actually takes that step to say, hey, baby, I got it. I need you to back up a little bit. Let me do it. And then it has to click in your mind to say, let me back up a little bit and let him do it. This is nice. Over here is really pretty.
Yeah. And even
Right.
friends too.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's what I'm realizing too. Like, man, like I love so many people, you know, friends and, you know, family. And it's like they just may not be the ones that, you know, can help me in this situation. And also learning that, you know, being a giver is hard to like receive sometimes. But now I'm realizing if you can't help me like right now when I'm in like the readjustment of my life, I don't know what that's going to look like in the future. Yeah.
Do you think it's just our community?
I think it has a lot to do with upbringing.
Okay.
You know, the world that we're in, not necessarily our parents, but the world we're living in now and what we see, what we hear. We're always told, okay, be that strong woman. You got to be able to multitask, not knowing that that's really not what you need to be able to do. You know, it needs to be camaraderie. It takes a village. It doesn't just take one person.
Right.
But we've been groomed that it takes one person, and I'm going to do it. Regardless if you're here or not, I'm going to take care of it.
Yeah.
And that's the part that has created this everlasting or generational curse of us constantly trying to get it. And, I'm going to get it regardless because I have no choice.
Right.
When other cultures, they don't have a choice either. But guess what? They actually have, I'm doing this. I'm going to sit here. It's called being selfish sometimes and saying, I can't help you, but you can help me. How about that?
Wow.
But we can't do that anymore.
No.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Moving into our final segment of the day, let's get into unpopular opinion. X has become the place where people share their raw, unfiltered thoughts. And we're ready to jump in and weigh in on your unpopular opinions. Curls in comics. I don't think it's unpopular, but it's not said enough. You need to have an identity outside of your partner. Have a life, have hobbies, have your own friends.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, you gotta have your own life, own friends. It feels like you're supposed to be like attached. You'll be attached at the hip. But
that's not healthy either.
then you have to have your own identity, basically, I think is what is really being said.
Yeah. And sometimes it's hard to maintain your own identity.
Sure.
You know, once we get in the thick of a relationship and we're trying to show up the way that we think that relationship requires, and then you wake up one day and you're like, who am I? What do I like? You know? Yeah, so I definitely agree. It is important.
I can agree.
Yeah, you agree. Okay, you concur. All right, well, moving on then. Loxy.Brown wrote, a man should always like you more than you like him.
My daddy told me this.
My mom.
Is that true?
My daddy told me this. Make sure you find a man that loves you more than you love him.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it happened or works or is true or real or I don't know.
Why can't we just like each other equally? Love each other to death, like not to death,
To
but
life,
you know,
love you to life.
to life. Let me power. Yeah, there we go. Why? I don't need you to love me more than I love you, but I don't. I feel like it should just be equal.
But do you think in relationship, like, are there times where you kind of feel like, I feel like I love you more. Oh, I feel like you love me more. Or do you not think about that at all? Because I think about that stuff sometimes.
In my present relationship, I don't, because you don't give me a reason to have to wonder.
Oh, that's good.
You don't make me wonder. I know you love me.
Yes.
I know you're gonna go to bat for me, and I'm gonna do the same for you. Now, in my previous relationship, we're gonna beg to differ. We're gonna move on.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yes.
I feel the same way. I feel like, why we, love me like as much as I love you. I want to be just as much as in your skin as you're in my skin. But I did hear that saying before that a man, get you a man that love you more than you like. But then I used to be like, I don't even like them though at all. At all. But I agree with what you said.
Next, we have Coop Can Cook. If you feel like you have to go through their phone, it's been over.
Oh, I'm doing that.
I don't know. I think I've been here a few seasons on POV. We had a funny discussion about phones on the first season.
Oh, yeah?
Now I would say yes. But, I was in a relationship for 11 years. At some point, we did go through each other's phone. It wasn't really out of, like, necessity or really looking for anything. It was just, like, free game at one point. And I don't know how that turned out. Ask me in 6 months.
That's her in 6 months.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering though, like, can your phone just be open? As
Yeah.
one of the other person pick up the other phone and pick up or whatever. I mean, I'm not quite sure like how it works, but can it just be like, hey, it's just freely open? You know, I pick up your phone, I look in, not for any reason. I'm just, looking, you're looking. Is it okay?
So me and Andy, we actually have each other's codes. I can go in his phone, he can go in my phone, but we don't. Like, if it needs to happen, it happens. Like, if you need to pick up my phone, you can. I have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
But if I feel like you're hiding something, Crazy Crystal comes out. So that's another conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now, I feel like it's just there. It's not a thing. If I know I have nothing to worry about, you don't either, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. We needed more time on that question.
No.
Oh, we got to come back to it. That's a wrap for today's episode. But before we go, look, confidence starts with trusting that you are enough. Thanks for hanging out with us on POV Afro TV.
All right.